Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Euro Truck Simulator 2 video episode. And we've got us a heavy haul job today. We are basically departing from Mannheim, Germany, which, if you remember, this is where we delivered our load in the first episode. And we're hauling something massive, something heavy down to Nuremberg, Germany. So we're sticking within Germany. We are on the multiplayer server. We're on, I believe, the second Euro 2, I think is what we're on. This is the one that has the speed limiter and tends to keep the trolls away a little bit because of that speed limiter. I think the trolls, those folks, and I often label them as young people, as kids, but I will tell you that I don't think that is always the case. I really think that there are some grown adults that tend to get out here on the multiplayer servers and just wreak havoc for all of us that want to try to enjoy the game, enjoy the experience and the immersion and everything, and they get out here and they play havoc with us, crash into us, block us, and all other sorts of mayhem that people like to sort of cause. And I think that more or less the technical term for that is trolling. And so this particular server, again, because of the speed limiter that is involved with it, does tend to keep some of those guys and gals away from the experience. So we're hauling some kind of half tube looking thing. This is part of the heavy haul DLC pack. And I think that our truck, let's lower the tag axle. That should help matters just a little bit there. But our truck is fitted out nicely as far as the amount of horsepower that we have. And I need that guy to go ahead and move first. Looks like he's got the other half of that. I don't know where he's going, but we're going where we're going, and they're all going someplace else. That is, of course, one of the obstacles with the multiplayer server, is that you do have other drivers on the server, but that's good. We enjoy that. We enjoy the immersion, and as I may have alluded to in the first episode, I certainly prefer the other truck drivers to perhaps the AI traffic that's on ETS2 and ATS, as far as that matter goes. Folks tend to be a little more, or at least the real drivers, the other truck drivers, if they're not trolling you and causing you havoc and everything, they tend to do a little bit better job than the AI does. And it's just a little bit more relaxing experience. And as I think I've tried to set the stage for the first episodes of both ATS and ETS2 here on this channel, this is just part of my relaxation. While I enjoy the immersion and everything that both ETS2 and ETS provides to me, and the level of fun and everything that it provides to me, I really don't care for the manual transmissions and having to shift gears and such as that. And so we've got guys coming on around us, but that's fine. We do have a heavy load and they do not, so but they pass in a safe place, and we're good to go. So I'll let you see the load here in just a moment. We'll find a place to maybe pull over and take a screenshot and everything for the thumbnail, and you can take a look there. It's a little hard for me to drive in third person, and I realize that must be quite interesting for those of you that follow my Farm Sim 17 episodes, because I almost always drive in third person there. And of course, folks like that because there's a little bit more for you all to see when we're in third person than in first person. So first person is basically in cab, third person is typically outside of the cab, and we got past there just fine. He was going a little fast, I think, but Perhaps maybe I'm just going a little slow, but anyway, I'm the heavy load and those guys are not. So anyway, I do find it hard to drive in third person in both ETS2 and ATS. I think it's mainly because of the speed and everything, the speed differences. Obviously, in Farm Sim, driving in third person, if you're driving a tractor, either plowing, cultivating, seeding, even harvesting, something like that, your relative speed is quite low compared to what our speed is maybe here in ATS or ETS2. So I should have probably muted my CB just because I really don't communicate with other drivers, at least through the built-in CB radio within the multiplayer server. If I am driving with other drivers, friends, I would call them. I do typically, let me go ahead and take this opportunity to turn that off. There we go, or at least change the channel there. So he's moved on. He took that corner, I guess, a little bit too fast and ended up causing some problems for himself. But again, we changed the channel of the CB, so hopefully that will eliminate anyone else from coming on. It's not that I don't. And he's done it again. So he clearly needs to slow things down because that's the second time that he has wiped out. And hopefully he is not a troll. Hopefully he's not somebody that's going to cause some problems for us. All right, we're back moving again. I'm an adult. I'm going to be 51 years old this October, and I pretty much have zero tolerance for individuals that can't play well with others in multiplayer environments. And so, I would call that intentional blocking. Now, whether or not that was his true intention, whether he was just having some problems, but twice he more or less blocked the highway where we could not get by. I reported him, and I will continue to do so with any drivers that cause problems for either myself or for others. Again, pretty much my experience has been on this particular European server because of the speed control and everything, the slower speed rate. The trolls don't tend to be as big of a problem, but obviously we've got a guy here that is having some difficulties driving his truck and also keeping out of the way of others and potentially ruining their experience. So hopefully he will just continue to move on down the road. I don't like to report people, and I typically, I'm not quick to report someone, but I think that was a perfect example of the reporting mechanism, and hopefully there will be a moderator or an admin or something on the multiplayer server that will deal with that if he continues to be a problem. Now, and I may have talked about this in a previous episode, but when I ran my virtual trucking company, Grizzly Bear Trucking, that's how I met Rubber Burner Gaming and a few other good friends who I enjoyed running multiplayer convoy operations and everything with. But anyway, Rubber Burner Gaming. So make sure you check out his YouTube channel. He's in my friends list. But in any event, I would actually I would stream on Twitch for just basically a dash cam, and I had text on the screen that just basically said, this was dash cam video, and I would often write up reports on guys and send it in, because unfortunately the online reporting mechanism that you saw me do, reporting that particular driver, it may not get the attention of the admins the way that it should. And see, here he is again. He's causing yet more problems. And so here we go again. I'm going to see if I can report him again. But unfortunately, because of the fact that, the admins are busy, dealing with potentially hundreds of other players on the multiplayer server, that those ad hoc reports that you kind of do through the system like that don't always get seen. And he's probably going to hit me, or maybe not, but we want him to stay back there. And again, maybe, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know why he was blocking the road, whether he is just an erratic driver, he just doesn't understand, or whatever, or he's trying to get my attention, just playing silly games, I suppose. But that is not something I want to do, and it's not something that I want to sort of feature on this channel, because again, it's about having fun, and other people can sometimes really wreck your fun if you're not careful. And hopefully he will just do whatever he's going to do, and he'll do that behind us. And whether he gets into trouble, I don't know, and quite honestly, I don't care. And if he happens to stumble on my YouTube channel and watch this video, well, sorry buddy, but you intentionally blocked me, or at least that's the interpretation that I gathered from that. You did that a couple of times, and so I reported you a couple of times. But now whether or not the admins will see that report and do anything with it in the time frame that he happens to be logged on, I don't know. And so I do know, based on what I used to do, run the dash cam, and of course I've got this video as well. I can always report that driver if I chose to, but if you do it through the website, it takes the admins a little bit longer to deal with the problems. But if you have video evidence, and obviously that's what you need, is you need video evidence, and I'm thankful for that, because you do need to I wouldn't want somebody to report me if I wasn't doing anything wrong. Now, that individual may think that, he wants to play games with me, and he may report me for not doing anything at all. But in any event, the admins do require video proof, and I have recorded these videos, and I have logged the reports for them to basically double check them. And actually, about a 95% success rate, that I will follow up on that report and see that that individual has basically been given a ban. Usually it's just maybe it's just like a day, 24-hour, 48-hour, sometimes it's longer. It depends on what the circumstances are. I think I've seen folks get banned for up to like a week for other types of offenses. And so, yeah, I do that, and I don't want to. I don't want to have to do that. I'm not a vindictive kind of person. I don't get out here and do it just to spite folks. But at the same time, I certainly want a nice, relaxing environment for me to enjoy playing, and for you guys, obviously, to enjoy watching. And so, so if you're out here playing silly games and causing problems, regardless of what server it is, then I'm going to report you. And you'll have to suffer the consequences. But I doubt very seriously if the mechanism of reporting while you're online and everything. If an admin was not busy and basically saw that report come through, and I don't know how long it takes these guys to see that. But if somebody had been logged on, if an admin had been logged on and could actually witness that and see that firsthand, then obviously that driver could get a ban right then and there. But chances are, if the admins are busy and they don't see that come through in real time, then basically he or she, not sure what that driver is, but in any event, they may not, they may basically be able to get away without having any problems. All right, well, we are close. We're within 17 miles of our destination, of our drop point, and I don't remember where this is going, but we'll just continue to follow our GPS, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully that that troll will stay well away from us. He's still within range. He's 470 something meters behind us, I suppose. So hopefully he's just going to stay back there and stay away from us, and maybe not even continue to follow us. Don't know where he's going. Have no way of necessarily knowing that unless I communicate with him, and to be quite honest, I don't care to do that. It's possible he was trying to call me on the CB, and he might be a little upset because I wasn't talking to him back, but that's his problem, not mine. So we're coming into Nuremberg. Of course, Nuremberg is a famous F1 Formula One racetrack, the Nuremberg Ring, which I enjoy Formula One. I should possibly check out there's a F1 game, a driving game, racing game on Steam. I've seen some folks play it on Twitch and YouTube. Maybe that's something that I'll look into, but racing games I'm not necessarily that thrilled about. I had a F1 game a long time ago, probably 10 years ago or more. It didn't really work well with the PC that I had at the time, but that was kind of before I upgraded my hardware and everything to sort of take advantage of some of these cooler games. But might have to give that a look-see and see how that works out. The team that I support, for those of you that follow Formula One, I do support Ferrari. I've been a Ferrari fan for probably about 15, 16, 17 years now. I basically, well, maybe let me think about that. Probably about 16 years, I guess. My wife did introduce me to F1. Of course, she is a McLaren fan, and so we sort of have a divided household. And at times, back in the day, 10 or 12 years ago, when sort of McLaren and Ferrari were the dominating forces, the dominating teams, it could get quite interesting on so the system reports back saying no action was taken for that report, so that's fine. I will probably just drop it. I'm not going to send the recorded video. I don't think I will anyways. All right, so here we are at our drop point. Let's see what kind of a drop we can do here. That is going to be difficult, I think, but we will give it a try and see if we can turn this beast around up there and park him in that hole. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can do that. And again, sort of the secret to my backing, what I have found through Farm Sim is slow and steady wins the race, and basically Me being quiet also helps. So all right, well, we've got the green light there, and we're not necessarily 100% square with the world, but we are good enough there. We're going to call that good enough for government work, and we're going to disconnect and get our reward and everything, and move on down to the next job, whatever that may be at some point, and we will show our results now, and there we go. So that's all good to go. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all so much for watching my channel and tuning in for both my farm sim, my flight sim, and of course my truck sim videos. So we're just going to basically find us a place to park over here. That way we're not going to be in anybody's way whenever we come back onto the multiplayer server at some point in time to record another video where we'll try to depart from Nuremberg and head someplace else within Europe. So thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate you tuning in and watching my videos. Hope you have a wonderful and a very relaxing day, and God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.